the local team there was cracked down. And so the challenge...
Jen, where are you? I can't hear you. I can't see you.
And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt also gave a pretty bonkers briefing today. So a little later in the show, I'm going to go back to my roots, some of my roots, and field some of the same questions she was asked.
Calling my woman, Lip Gloss Leavitt, bonkers. Clinton jaws. It was a boring night last night. I was having a drink of wine. It was around 9 o'clock. I'm on the couch watching the woman suck on blueberries. Boring. Completely boring. You want to make it more boring? You watch Jen Psaki. I put on her show. Yeah, I watch her show. I watch her show in case something awkward, embarrassing, and funny happens. And when it does, I show it to you. I'm going to show you what happens when the teleprompter goes out. Please like this video. It's the only thing I care about. And there's also, who says this? Who tells you right up front? I got a sponsor in this video that I'm really proud of. It's a great company. Watch it. I'm actually going to say something very truthful about myself. Jen used to be the White House press secretary, and she was horrific. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you her worst moments. She left that job and she got a job with MSNBC, and honestly, it's probably the worst show on cable. You want to learn vocabulary? You don't watch her show.
They're basically on basically any.
What exactly do you mean, Jen?
I mean, NBC. I mean, these. I mean, the person. I mean, today. I mean, third. I mean, this. I mean, the Hill. I mean, there is. I mean, the value. I mean, this is the same. I mean, here's why.
One of the first words I've ever learned was a lot. Mom, can I have a lot? Wow, Mom, that's a lot.
A lot. It's a lot. It's worth a lot. A lot more. It's a lot. It's a lot. Then there are a lot of ways. A lot of time. A lot of time. A lot of. We've been talking a lot about a lot of these processes. I think a lot of people.
Can you give me a whole lot?
Whole lot of.
Can you make the word sound sexy? Put a little sultry into it?
A lot.
What was that?
A lot.
A thesaurus of information. You would think there'd be a little professionalism, but no, she speaks like a 17-year-old girl. There is no way her show is going to last, and I want it to. It's great content. I mean, you'll never forget her election meltdown on election night.
I wish I had better news for my daughter later this morning. I know Tim Miller and I were talking about this earlier when she and so many others wake up to this news. I wish I could have called her and told her that the first woman president had just been elected.
Her daughter's 9. She just wants to go on her scooter. What 9-year-old cares who the president is? It's Christmas and tooth fairies. That's it.
I wish that. I won't be able to do that. But what I can do, what I can tell my daughter, and what I will tell my daughter, is that our roles as American citizens have never been more important than they are right now.
That's what you're going to tell her?
I can tell her that there are still lots of good forces out there, forces for good in this country.
Why, Mom? Is everything
evil out there? And that they are going to be getting to work. We have to sneak in a quick break. Okay, I'm going to come back to the table right now.
What was that?
We have to sneak in a quick break. Okay, I'm going to come back to the table right now.
Quick break. And what happened to that quick break? I'm suspicious that they pre-recorded it and threw it in there. And all of a sudden they're back. She's back at the desk. A fart in the wind.
We have to sneak in a
quick break.
Okay, I'm going to come back to the table right now.
If you're a guest, she'll even console you.
She is a person of color. She is a she, and she is in an interracial marriage. And I wonder, I have this question mark in my mind over whether all of those things combined was too much for pockets of this country.
Can't she just suck?
And it is a stunning. This says more about who we are as a country in this moment, that this overqualified African-American mixed-race woman did not win this race, and she lost it to a man who was a felon, who tried to overturn the will of voters in a free or fair election.
First of all, we've been friends for a long time, and I feel like you just captured what a lot of people are feeling. So let me just say that.
No.
But I do think one thing I would disagree with you on. I didn't mean to sugarcoat that. I was very touched by what you just said.
Oh, and the best part, sometimes when she reports the news, she bawls her eyes out.
And all they should be hoping to do is half of the politicians in our country have little more to offer than thoughts and prayers. That is all they are offering. Join all of us in praying for the victims was Vice President J.D. Vance's response today. That's what he said. That's it.
If you can't say the news, maybe you shouldn't be there. Clint, why are you being so rough on her? Because she went against my favorite, Lip Gloss Levitt. Every week, this woman pretends to be the White House press secretary. She goes back to the White House and answers questions. Get over it, Jen.
And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt also gave a pretty bonkers briefing today. So a little later in the show, I'm going to go back to my roots, some of my roots, and field some of the same questions she was asked, but actually answer them truthfully. Not going to show you what she said. I'm going to show you what the questions were asked, because everybody wants to know what's actually happening out there. But before we get to all of that, I actually want...
Another big word, actually. Calling my woman, Lip Gloss Levitt, bonkers. We got to watch a little bit of that.
You may have noticed the White House briefing room has taken a bit of a bizarro turn lately.
No.
And I figured, what the hell? It's a Friday night. Why not dust off the cobwebs and field a few questions from the White House press briefing room today? Because it's been a while. Of course, I'm going to answer them without the usual MAGA spin. So, we got a few. They're actual questions from today. And we're going to start with Andrew Eggers from The Bulwark. All right, Andrew, let's hear what you got.
The president posted another ad this week for his Trump meme coin. The group that's running that coin is encouraging people to buy in order to win a dinner this month with the president. Why is the president planning to attend a dinner for the top investors in his coin?
I love that he was reading it. Well, Andrew?
A lot of them read it. Idiot. You do. That's all you did was flip through your binder.
I did ask our team about this. You or someone else may have asked about this the other day, and I think I have something on it here. One moment. Thanks for your patience. Lots to say about COVID, no doubt about it. Let's see. Let me talk to our team about it.
Look how desperate they are. Look at she even has the same background. Because we're having so much fun, we got to do another one.
Okay, we got time. We're having fun here.
Yesterday, the administration appears to have started dismantling the Consumer Product Safety Commission. This is the federal agency, an independent one that does recalls and is responsible for product safety. Does the administration not believe that it's important, to keep toys and cribs? I mean, you're a young mom off of the market.
I love that you had to state in your question, Sophia, what they actually do, which is important for people to remember. But that's right, he did. And these people also inspect things like strollers and seatbelts. When you combine this with the impact the tariffs on China are going to have on the cost of things like strollers and car seats and toys and cribs, it's kind of hard to argue they see the safety and affordability of these items as important.
You want to have real fun? Well, you watch The Real Answer.
Does the administration not believe that it's important, to keep toys and cribs? I mean, you're a young mom off of the market.
It's a federal agency within which branch? It's the executive branch. Who's the head of the executive branch? The President of the United States.
Created by Congress.
He has the right to fire people within the executive branch. It's a pretty simple answer. Francesca.
This is how bad the show is. This is what Jen does next. Here's the real answer, and watch what Jen does with it.
Question, the president fired the Librarian of Congress. Why did he choose to do that?
We felt she did not fit the needs of the American people. There were quite concerning things that she had done at the Library of Congress in the pursuit of DEI and putting inappropriate books in the library for children, and we don't believe that she was serving the interests of the American taxpayer well, so she has been removed from her position, and the president is well within his rights to do that.
Why did he choose to do that?
All right, Chris, why did Trump abruptly fire Carla Hayden, the Librarian of Congress, who has served in her position, I would note, since 2016 and was confirmed by the Senate with bipartisan support in a vote of 74-18? Well, I'm going to use a visual aid. Here's a picture of her. I'll let you draw your own conclusions on why Trump and his administration decided to fire Carla Hayden. I hope that was all clarifying. See, guys, just like riding a bike. I will be right back.
Because she was such a great press secretary, and that's where she goes with it. And that's why I hate the show. I can't stand the show. And that's why I'm happy when she flubs up last night. It made me happy. I've been waiting for it. And we're going to watch it right now. But first, this is something I hope you watch, something I'm proud of. I was wondering how I was going to start this, and I'm just like, why not just tell the truth? I'll just tell you the truth. I've been broke several times, probably over 5 times in my lifetime, with creditors knocking at my door. I owed so much money. I've had to reach out to companies to help save me, and that's what PDS Debt does. That's my sponsor. I believe in this company. They can help you get out of trouble. PDS Debt has helped hundreds of thousands of people break free from credit cards, loans, collections, medical bills. They take time to understand your specific situation and create a personalized plan built for you. It doesn't matter what your credit score is. It could be bad, fair, or somewhere in between. They will help you save more and pay off your debt faster, putting more money in your pocket. People trust PDS Debt because it works. And here's the best part. You guys are only 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Just take their free assessment today. Go to pdsdebt.com/Clinton or scan the QR code that you see on the screen. That's pdsdebt.com/Clinton. You can take back control this second. First, we're going to watch it, then we're going to rip it apart.
Is there are actually things you can do to bring crime down. Crime is coming down
Like
in these
what?
cities, but there are programs, and I met with some
Programs.
people who are
Community
working on for
policing
one of
doesn't
these
work.
programs, this criminal violence intervention program.
Wow.
In advance of talking to the
Intervention.
governor, they are doing work that is bringing down crime in these communities.
No,
Those
they're
are the
not.
type of programs that Trump is cutting, and
They're
yet
doing
he
it
is
for
creating
promotions.
this completely false narrative. So it reminds me eerily
Sheena's?
of what we all saw this summer in LA.
It seems to me that they have worked out a kind of formula from LA that they're trying to export here, which is big ICE raids, and then use some sort of emergency or protest as a pretext to declare an emergency, and then to take over the National Guard and or to send troops to protect federal officers, right? Those are all the legal
Gotta do
rationales.
what you
The
gotta
one thing
do.
I will say is,
What?
there is a now district court judge opinion saying all of that was illegal by Judge Breyer, which was after a full trial. This is not on like the expedited docket. So legally, they're in much dicier territory than they
get
were
on
the
with
first
it.
time around, for what it's worth.
That is very true, though it's status quo in LA, but I talked with the governor all about that.
Gonna
We're going
need
to
your
play a
pen.
big,
I'm looking forward to it.
long interview with him. Have a great weekend, Chris. Thank you,
You
so
too.
much.
Thanks a lot.
All right, so it's been nearly 3
I'm about to show you why she can't do this job. I could only read off a script.
months since Trump sent the National Guard into Los Angeles against the governor and the mayor's wishes. Nearly 3 months. Then the pretext was to quell protests against Trump's immigration crackdown. But the reality was that along the way, local authorities there, the reality was that the local team there was preparing to help the people in Los Angeles crack down. And so the challenge that we're looking right now, we know that Trump's entire LA deployment, just to go back to that, cost the taxpayers around $120 million and likely violated citizen civil rights. Despite how poorly that all went, Trump has been threatening for weeks now to do the same exact thing in Chicago, claiming that he needs to send in the National Guard because of rampant crime.
What? Try to keep up.
All right, so it's been nearly 3 months since Trump sent the National Guard into Los Angeles
Like LA.
against the governor and the mayor's wishes.
Okay.
Nearly 3 months.
3 months.
Then the pretext was to quell protests against Trump's immigration crackdown. But the reality was that along the way, local authorities
Along the way, local authorities
there. The reality was that the local team there
The local team, okay. The local team what?
was preparing to help the people in Los Angeles.
The local team was prepared to help the people in Los Angeles.
Crack down. And so
They're going to help them crack down.
the challenge that we're looking right now. We know that Trump's entire LA deployment, just to go back to that, cost the taxpayers around $120 million and likely violated citizen civil rights. Despite how poorly that all went, Trump has been threatening for weeks now to do the same exact thing in Chicago, claiming that he needs to send in the National Guard because of rampant crime. Yet again, that pretext is far from the reality. I mean,
What's the reality?
as I was just saying with Chris, the overall crime has been dropping for 4 consecutive years in Chicago.
Chicago's beautiful.
Violent crime specifically has been dropping for a decade. But regardless of the reality on the ground, this week in the Oval Office, Trump called Chicago a hellhole.
That's because it is a hellhole. My channel's covered Chicago lots. It's bad. It's terrible. Labor Day weekend, 54 people shot, 8 people dead. They almost broke a record. They were almost the most dangerous place on the planet. But Ukraine and Russia beat them out. Chicago is a hellhole. You want to move there? No, you don't. Here's Jen's worst moments.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question, but we'll circle back. I'm happy to circle back, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question, but we'll circle back with you on this today. We will certainly circle back with you more directly. I often note I'm going to circle back. I hate to disappoint conservative Twitter, but I am going to circle back on a number of things.
Why weren't President Biden and all members of the Biden family masked at all times on federal lands last night if he signed an executive order that mandates masks on federal lands at all times?
At the inaugural
Memorial, yes.
I think, Steve, he was celebrating an evening of a historic day in our country, and certainly he signed the mask mandate because it's a way to send a message to the American public about the importance of wearing masks, how it can save tens of thousands of lives. We take a number of COVID precautions, as you know here, in terms of testing, social distancing, mask wearing ourselves, as we do every single day. Yep, go ahead, Peter.
Thank you, Jen. Why is the administration flying thousands of migrants from the border to Florida and New York in the middle of the night?
Well, I'm not sure that it's in the middle of the night, but let me tell you what's happening here. It is our
4:29 a.m.
Well,
very early in the morning.
Here we are talking about early flights, earlier than you might like to take a flight. It is our legal responsibility to safely care for unaccompanied children until they can be swiftly unified with a parent or a vetted sponsor, and that's something we take seriously. We have a right obligation to do that and to deliver on that.
Most of the criticism is not of leaving Afghanistan, it's the way that he has ordered it to happen by pulling the troops before getting these Americans who are now stranded. Does he have a sense of that?
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed to bringing Americans who want to come home. We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email, via any way that we can possibly reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home.
There are no Americans stranded is the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan right now.
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when we have been very clear that we are not leaving Americans who want to return home. We are going to bring them home, and I think that's important for the American public to hear and understand.
John Kerry says that after France was cut out of the nuclear submarine deal and they were upset enough about being left in the dark that they pulled their ambassador, he went to the president and, quote, the president literally had not been aware of what had transpired. So what else are you guys not telling the president?
Of course, he was aware of the French being upset. Let me finish. Let me finish. I know John Kerry quite well.
You just said that leadership starts at the top when it comes to getting COVID vaccines out, but when you describe the messaging on immigration, you're talking about leadership from Ambassador Jacobson and many others getting the word. And
I don't think that's what I said, but
you were explaining why President Biden is not out here.
I actually, to be factual, because we're all about facts, I actually started by saying he did an interview with Univision just 2 weeks ago, and that he would look for opportunities to continue to deliver that message clearly himself, but that there are a number of voices that are important and effective and can be heard in the region, and that we will certainly use a number of voices to communicate directly in the region. No, it's not, but I can get you a more official statement from our team that is overseeing the updates and the maintenance. We have basically crushed the Russian economy. Well, because of our efforts, the ruble is worth a penny. It's the lowest ranked currency in the world. The Russian stock market has not even opened.